Hi guys, and welcome back to the Unorthoblocks server. I'm starting off today here on top of the tower we built up at the end of the last episode. We also built up an iron farm in the last episode, which is great, and that's going to lead us into what we're actually going to be doing today. So I really want to get a shop built, and I'm going to be selling iron ingots at 1 diamond per stack. So that is going to be our main focus point for the day. The shopping district is just over there. There's a little bridge on the other side of those trees that'll lead us into there. Now, in between the last episode and this one, I've been only a tiny bit busy. So I've laid out some pathways here. I filled this up with cobblestone and gravel. I've cordoned off an area here because I want to turn this into like a little stables type thing, basically. So I'm just going to tame some horses and have them down here. And I've also done a little bit of the interior here. I'm not very good at interiors, so this is very, very basic. I'm just smelting up a load of stone at the moment for the project today. But yeah, so I've got like some floors laid in. I like this little roof design here, roof ceiling design. It makes it look a little bit more reinforced. That's just using upside down stairs. We got another floor up here that's literally got a crafting table and an anvil. Yeah, so that's all great. And then we got the top floor up here where my bed is at the moment. We got our ender chest with all those diamonds we've got and all the blocks of iron. I've actually got a lot of diamonds. So yeah, I'm probably going to reinvest them into some of the shops that are already on the server. But I've also tidied up a load of stuff as well. So all of these chests have got all of the right things in them now. Well, I say the right things. They could be any things, but yeah, I've sort of organised it a bit, and I've made this little berry bush thing here. That's just for aesthetics, really. Before we get into our main project today, I do want to do a little bit more work here. I just want to build up a few little trees and stuff like that, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. I might plant some grass, but I don't know how I really want this to look. Do I want it to be overgrown or not? I'm really tempted to go off and find some ferns because there was a spruce forest just over there. It looks like the entire thing's been chopped down. Um, yeah, maybe there won't. Oh, oh, hello. Yeah, maybe there won't be any ferns over there, but I can. Oh no, look, I can see some ferns. Let me get some shears. I'm gonna grab them. And yeah, when we jump back in, we can just have a look at what I've done here. I'm just going to be building up some thin old trees. Cool, so I think this will do for now. We got a few little small custom trees. We're just using oak fences and bringing them out and making them look a bit like branches. Obviously, this looks a bit better at the moment because I'm using the Better Leaves texture pack. But I literally can't play the game without it. I can't stand the look of the vanilla leaves. But yeah, so we've got like a little bit of bushes going on around the place. When I get a bit more dark oak leaves, I'm gonna add a little bit more because they're just concealing torches, which is a handy trick for covering it up if you don't want to use the carpet trick, which obviously the carpet trick works fine. We've got a little seating area here. We've got some lilacs in this little plant potter, I suppose. And I chucked a few of them around the pond as well. Just because I figured there'd be quite a bit of like flower life around a water source, so it would make sense. What did I get stuck on? Yeah, so that's all looking pretty good. So now I need to go over to the shopping district and actually pick out a location for where we want to build our little iron shop. And by little, I have come up with a design now. By little, it's not really a little design. It's going to use quite a lot of resources, but I think it looks really cool. So yeah, let's go over to the shopping district and see where we can be building. Or let's not go over to the shopping district and see what we can be building because I don't want to have to deal with a pillager raid. I'm going to go back home. So this is what we got so far. We got a stone shop, wood shop, chicken egg shop, but soon there's going to be some cooked chicken there. We've got the court shop, and we've got a little mending villager down there. So if I were wise, I would just keep along the path. This space isn't really going to work for me because the build I've got is fairly square. So I don't really want to block anyone off or any of that sort of stuff. I could come up onto the brow of the hill and build it up here, but then that puts us away from everything else. Though I do feel like people will travel for iron. Excuse me. And what do you want? I have no idea where they are. I'm not looking for them. Um, to be honest, I could just put it right here. This section here. In fact, I feel like this would probably be perfect. So let's just draw our path out, and this will bring us to the starting point. So we are going to go and start. This is right here is where we're going to start our build. So I need to gather up the resources and that, so I'll probably drop a chest down, and then we can get going on this one. And this cold is still sat in pretty heavy. Right, resources. So this is pretty much the shop done. So I've gone for a blacksmith's. I think it makes sense for an iron shop. And I'm kind of still sticking with that medieval theme at the moment, but we're going to be moving away from it, I promise. But I just really love the design. I've got some work to do on the inside. It's a pretty small space on the inside here, but we can make it work. I've got a pretty nice little layout that I've already designed, ready to go. And there's a few more bits that I need to add over here just to make the smithing area look a bit more complete. But yeah, this is essentially going to be our iron shop. I've named it Hammer and Anvils. Kind of just sounds generally like a smithy's, so I think that fits the bill. Right, there are a few more bits that I need to go and get. I didn't realise I hadn't brought everything along with me. So yeah, let me get those bits set up, and then we can come back and take a look at the interior and get the iron in the shop, I suppose, and actually get this thing live. Yeah, so this is it all complete now. I've got some horse armor on sale that are at 3 diamonds each. That's just basically because I found them and I have no use for them. This, I need to get some banners because I want to make this look a bit more like a tanning rack than it does at the moment. It kind of just looks like just some random campfires that are floating. So if I get some brown banners on there, then it should hopefully make it look a bit more like a tanning rack, which I think would be pretty cool. Yeah, there's just some generic like blacksmithy type things about the place. But if we go through the door, we've got this really tight little setup. There's some bookshelves at the back. Everything's just really closed off. This area is intended for basically me. All of the iron's sort of kept up here, and when it's empty, I can just sort of let it come down along the hopper chain and fill this back up again. Yeah, there's a little book here, so we can go through that. Welcome to Hammer and Anvils. Iron ingots, 1 stack equals 1 diamond, yada yada yada. I've put in there that basically, if people want to do bulk orders, they can. They just need to fill out the book, which is cool. And eventually in here, we're going to have iron blocks after I've AFK'd for probably quite a while longer. I'm really hoping this one sort of hits off a bit. Iron is always a necessity, but there's a lot of sort of technical players on the server, so I wouldn't be surprised if other people have already got iron farms. But I really love this little design. I was really tempted to just build it as a house over there, but yeah, I think it kind of works better here as a shop. And yeah, hopefully this is going to mark the last sort of medieval thing I do for a while. I need to finish off my house over there, and then I really want to start playing around with other things, basically. So yeah, getting into doing more redstone-y things is definitely something that I want to do. I used to love doing it, but I've kind of stuck with these sort of rustic themes for such a long time where redstone doesn't really fit the bill. Obviously, we get all of the standard farms, but like, you know, you don't get to make cool, gigantic 3x3, 4x4 piston doors, all of that sort of like really crazy sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool little build. I've got an idea for another shop, but I'm going to keep that to myself for now. Right, with all of that being said, I think we go back to our house now, and I think we need to build a bridge still. Okay, so I got a bridge built up in the end. I went for a pretty simple design. There's not really too much we can do with the limited space that we've got going on there. But yeah, there's just loads of texture variation. We've got andesite, cobblestone, polished andesite, and just a couple of the spruce trapdoors just to add a bit of colour to the bridge as well. Otherwise it does look pretty flat. I did want to go for just a solid stone bridge though. So there's purposefully absolutely no wood other than those trapdoors, which are just accents, and yeah, there's just some walls going down into the water to add a little bit of support, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good, and it serves its purpose, which is great. We can get across and we can do what we need to do if we need to do anything. So there is just one more thing that I want to do before I end up this episode. And it's actually a pretty big task, but I've been talking about it quite a bit, and I really want to get this area clear. Now, I know that Bait has basically been growing these trees to grow for a tree shop, so I'm going to cut them down and pop them in a chest by her house, and I'm going to terraform this up a little bit and build our pond down here as well. So I'll probably do this in the form of a time lapse, hopefully. I might not have enough materials to get it all done, but we shall see. We'll see how we go, and yeah, let's jump back into another time lapse. And there we have it. One extension to the pond, pretty much complete. I do need to come along and add like some bits along the edge here just to make it look a little bit better. But yeah, we've got loads and loads of different coral blocks down here. I'm completely out of coral now. I've got the kelp growing up, and I really want to get hold of some, what are they called, lily pads. I want to get hold of some more lily pads just so that I can sort of make the top of this look a little bit more interesting. And I might see about making some trees coming out of the water, but at the very least I'm definitely going to build like maybe over here, because I don't want to encroach too much on that side, a sort of like willow tree type thing, just a singular one. I don't want to oversaturate the area with custom trees, because then we're just going to start blocking off the view from everything else. Yeah, I'm actually completely out of cobblestone, so I'm moving into the realms of just using andesite for everything now. But yeah, this is going to wrap us up for today's episode. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm really happy with the shop we built. That looks great, and we'll check the sales in the next video. And yeah, just adding this little pond area here definitely makes all the difference. Just helps the area to look a little bit more sort of functional and complete, I suppose. I would ideally want to continue this cliff around here, but I'm not sure again what bait's going to be doing on that side, so I don't want to touch into it too much. And yeah, as I say, before I ramble on too much, because I could keep talking for ages, I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I hope you're enjoying the series so far. I am looking to do some collaborations at some point soon. I just want to get myself set up, get a nice little base going, and then we can sort of move into that world. But yeah, with all of that being said, have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next one.